In the headlines, after Lagos ban, returning motorcycle operators call for palliative from Adamawa state government. Defection hits APC in Katsina as PDP receives new decampees. Gunmen kidnap wife of village head in Plateau, killing son and others. And on the foreign scene, Russian forces claim to have control of Ukraine's Lysychansk city. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Updates. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for joining. And now the news in full. Returning commercial motorcycle operators of Adamawa origin have made a passionate appeal to the state government to urgently intervene and provide both palliative of long-term employment for them. And the distraught operators made the appeal upon arrival in the state following the ban on their operations by the Lagos state government. Silas Lawan caught up with the operators as they disembarked at Hayinkada in Garay local government area of the state. The report.
In May 2022, the Lagos state government banned the use of motorcycles in 6 local governments, and after it set on an earlier effort at regulating activities in 2020 had not yielded desired results more than 2 years on. The enforcement commenced on 1st of June with the state government crushing motorcycles during enforcement. These operators of Adamawa origin, after several days on the road, have managed to move down what is left of their motorcycles and businesses home. It's not a matter of collecting money, but vote for a productive leader. It's for the future of our children. The situation in Lagos now is worse. Anytime we go out with our motorbikes to work, our people will be arrested for one offense or the other. For those not working, who just stay idle and spend the little money they have with them, we are calling on the government to create enabling environment to make us contribute our own quota towards the nation building. This development has further highlighted the urgent need for various state governments to focus more attention on creating an enabling environment for citizens to engage in profitable business activities.
And the People's Democratic Party PDP in Katsina State on Saturday received the stalwarts of the ruling All Progressives Congress and thousands of his supporters. The defectors were received by the PDP governorship candidate, Senator Lado Damarke, in company of the state party chairman Yusuf Salisu Majigiri and other party leaders in Matazu. Speaking to newsmen, Majigiri said over 5,000 APC members were received during the event. Addressing the mammoth crowd in Matazu, Senator Damarke claimed that his party won all the local council seats in the recently conducted local government election, but the mandate was stolen by the ruling APC. He, however, expressed the confidence that in the forthcoming general election, PDP will easily win the state, saying with the National Electoral Commission's handling of the recent polls, the truth shall prevail. He then charged all party members and supporters to ensure that their permanent voters' card are intact ahead of the elections. The All Progressives Congress APC faithful in Rivers State have welcomed the party's former presidential aspirant and immediate past Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi back to the state. The former minister, who was on his first visit to the state after losing the APC presidential ticket to Bola Tinubu about 4 weeks ago, said he's making effort to reconcile all aggrieved members of the party in the state. The report.
Amechi urged APC members to go to their various wards and mobilize ahead of the 2023 governorship election in the state.
All those who are afraid of election and they want to go to court to remove people's names, but why are they afraid of election? I thought they are popular. Yeah. We will test ourselves in the election. It will be total arrogance. It will be total arrogance to just sit at home and think you will win. Trust the courts. Trust the courts. Justice will be done. Don't be afraid. Go home and work. Our job is to do what? That's why I came. I came to thank you. I came to urge you to go home and work. Let all of us be unit leaders. No more local government leader, no ward leader. If you check INEC is no longer announcing what result. They are announcing what?
On the alleged 96 billion naira involving the fraudulent sale of assets of the state, Amechi stated that based on judgment of the Supreme Court, the state government needs to take the report of the panel that investigated the matter to the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, for a fair hearing.
The thing that was done transparently. There was an agency called the Public Procurement Agency, and all those things passed through. I hope that the governor has good lawyers. The Supreme Court said in their judgment, when they said he has powers to set up a panel, and that the panel, the job of the panel is to gather information. That after they have finished gathering information, that they will pass information to either ICPC, police, or EFCC. The police has not invited me. ICPC has not invited me. EFCC has not invited me.
We have won. Why have we won? Number one, at the grassroots, we are number one. Number two, on every ballot, we are number one. Number three, we serve a God that is number one. APC, take position.
For your reassurance, here is the man who laid the foundation for whoever is who in the current political dispensation in Rivers State. Whether you are for APC or PDP, he laid the foundation. I am a witness.
The former presidential aspirant said he is not aware of any alleged move by the APC presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu to reconcile him and a chieftain of the party in the state, Senator Magnus Abe.
And commercial tricycle operators have joined the call to all Progressives Congress flag bearer Bola Tinubu to consider the choice of Brigadier General Buba Marwa, retired, as his running mate. Writing on the coalition of Keke Marwa riders, the group in an open letter to Tinubu described Marwa as the choice of the common people. According to the letter, the group acknowledged Marwa's contribution to creating livelihood for the millions of people through the tricycle transport system.
We want Tinubu carry Buba Marwa as vice president for Nigeria, because Buba Marwa will help people when they drive keke for Abuja, will help my mother, will help my sister, will help my father, will help my everybody, will help my family. For this Marwa, I buy keke my own now, and they drive keke now for my own now. We want Buba Marwa as vice president for Tinubu 2023. Keke people, they're very, very happy. Buba Marwa coming as vice president 2023 for APC by the grace of God 2023. We want Tinubu and Buba Marwa as president Nigeria 2023. APC we deal with Tinubu and Buba Marwa. Keke people want Buba Marwa and Tinubu as president 2023. Inshallah.
And in the build-up to the 2023 general elections, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has identified vote buying and insecurity as some of the major concerns ahead of the July 16 governorship election in Osun State. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu said this on Saturday in Abuja at high-level security and all the stakeholders meeting on the Commission's preparedness for the election. Yakubu said that the synergy between the Commission and the security agencies on one hand and among security agencies on the other ensured seamless coordination of efforts, resulting in the widely acclaimed success of the June 18 governorship election in Ekiti State. He also promised to build on the success of Ekiti experience to ensure improved performance in the subsequent elections, including the 2023 general elections. The meeting, which was also tagged Interagency Consultative Committee, was attended by heads of various security agencies, as well as the resident electoral commissioner and the Commissioner of Police, Osun State. Announced Zamfara State, where the governor, Bello Muhammad, has flagged off training for newly recruited community protection guards as CPG as part of effort to implement the new security measures put in place to checkmate the activities of bandits in the state. He said the recruitment of community protection guards from each of the 19 emirate councils in the state is part of additional measures put in place to tackle banditry. The report.
Governor Bello Muhammad of Zamfara State said the increasing spate of banditry, which resulted in the loss of several lives and untold hardships to people of the state, required extra measures to contain. The governor urged the community protection guards to see their engagement as a patriotic one, adding that their names will stand out in history as people with remarkable patriotism, selflessness, and love for peace. He noted that only people with courage and bravery will offer to serve as guards in their communities to protect the people from the bandits. Governor Muhammad also called on them to work within the confines of the rules of engagement, which will be clearly spelt out during the training, pointing out that as newly recruited community protection guards, they are agents for the restoration of normalcy, building peace, and reenactment of the golden era of harmonious intercommunal relationships in the northern part of the country.
As you may recall, my administration came up with additional measures for combating insurgency in the state, among which was recruitment of community protection guards in each of the 19 emirate councils of the state. This decision was informed by our desire to work out all possible options to deal with the increased banditry attack, causing loss of lives, untold hardship, and rupturing intercommunal peace in some part of the state. As I mentioned in my previous addresses, the most critical mission of governance is the protection of sanctity and dignity of human life. We will therefore do everything possible to uphold this sacred responsibility within the ambit of the law. As community protection guards, yours is a patriotic call. Your names will stand out in history as people with remarkable patriotism, selflessness, and love for peace. Only people whose courage and bravery will offer to serve as guards of their communities.
In his remarks, the Commissioner of Police, Zamfara State Police Command, Ayuba El-Kana, while expressing the command's full support to Governor Bello Muhammad in the fight against banditry, urged the recruits to always be law-abiding, God-fearing, and be objective in the discharge of their duties in order to achieve the desired goals.
The establishment of Zamfara Community Protection Guard is a milestone on the fight against banditry and other crimes. We are assuring you our maximum support, and the ones standing here have been trained and will be retrained to go and train others. When they leave here, they will go and meet with the DPOs, while some instructors from here will go and see them to train others. Your Excellency, I'm assuring you that this crop of protection guards have been selected, tested, they are trusted, they are dedicated, they are willing to lay their life for the safety and property of Zamfara people.
Earlier, the Commissioner of Internal Security and Home Affairs, DIG Mamman Afi, retired, said the establishment of the Community Protection Guards is aimed at assisting the security agencies to secure the state from all crimes.
And now to Plateau State, where at least 2 persons, including the village head of Agwambaraya, a Mango local government area of the state, Yarima Jabi, has been shot when gunmen attacked the community on Sunday. A resident of the village, Elias Samson, who confirmed the attack in Jos, said that after shooting the victims, the gunmen abducted the wife of the village head and fled into the bush. The village head was rushed to a nearby hospital in the Council area. His son, Chamsan, who was also shot by the gunmen during the attack, died on the spot. And Samson lamented the government's nonchalant attitude towards securing lives of common man calling on Nigerians to consider the current insecurity in many parts of the country and ensure that they elect the right leaders during the 2023 elections. The spokesman for the Plateau State Police Command, Alabo Alfred, could not be reached on his mobile phone as at the time of filing this report. You're still watching Trust TV News Update. Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at the story of migrant women farmers in Niger State. This and many more shortly. To stay with us.
Every patriotic Nigerian should hear this. Any politician who means well for the people will never allow themselves or their supporters to engage in any violent, destructive activities. No politician who truly wants to serve the people and develop the nation will encourage his followers to destroy properties or take human lives before, during, or after the elections. The Nigerian public must watch out for these traits and isolate any politician who encourages supporters to engage in violence. No genuine politician or patriot will cause trouble and seek to destroy the very society which they aspire to lead or develop. Politicians who have the good of the people at heart will not allow themselves or their followers to engage in violence, destruction of properties, and then taking of lives. Be vigilant. By their words you shall know them. Shun violence. Stay away from politicians who want you to do so. Let's join hands to make the 2023 elections peaceful. This message is from the National Orientation Agency, NORA.
Welcome back. This is Trust TV News Update. But before we continue, a quick look at our top stories. We told you that after Lagos ban, returning motorcycle operators calls for palliative from Adamawa state government. And defection hits APC in Katsina as PDP receives a new decampees. And moving on to more news, former President Olusegun Obasanjo on Saturday surprised the residents of Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, as he rode a tricycle across some major parts of the town, taking some passengers along for the ride. Former President Obasanjo took off from the Moshood Abiola Way, a stone throw to the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation mega station. Dressed in white native attire and wearing a face cap, the former president was also spotted picking up passengers randomly from the takeoff point towards the end of the popular Koto Market and town, a development that attracted a number of residents who were excited to see him on the move. Many passengers were eager to ride with him. The move was part of the activities to mark his 85th anniversary. He turned 85 in March, but has continued to engage in activities to celebrate the milestone. He donated 85 tricycles to young people across the 36 states of the country and the Federal Capital Territory last month as part of the activities. And the notion that only men work as farming laborers have been punctured by an encounter with a group of women from Kebbi State who have worked as laborers in Niger State over the years. Our correspondent Abubakar Akote, who encountered this group of 8 women, completes the story.
It is said that what men can do, women may do even better. This group of married women work as hired laborers on farms belonging to men, including that of the former head of state, General Abdulsalami Abubakar. They travel from Kebbi State alongside their husband to settle in Sabon Daga village, about 40 kilometers outside Minna, the Niger State capital. Formed into a group of 8, the group leader, a 50-year-old Adiza Dambaba, said they travel kilometers to make ridges, wheat farms, and plant crops for a pay.
Farming has always been our pride. We are from Birnin Kebbi, and we are being called here to work on this farmland.
These women say they did not want to leave the family responsibilities on their husbands alone, hence they need to go out to look for money to support their families where necessary.
If I don't help my husband, who will I help? The reason why we are doing this is to help our husbands and children.
Abubakar Akote, Trust TV, Minna.
Operators of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, have intercepted 22 blocks of heroin weighing 23.55 kilograms concealed in packs of baby food at the Murtala Muhammad International Airport, Lagos. The consignment, with a street value of over 4.5 million naira, came from Johannesburg, South Africa, on board South African Airways flight on Wednesday, 29 June, as part of consolidated cargo that arrived at the Sako import shed of Lagos Airport. Take a look.
After a series of follow-up operations that led to the arrest of 2 freight agents, the actual receiver of the drug consignment, GK Okeke Weni, who distributes the substance for his South Africa-based partner, was arrested the following day, Thursday, 30th June, at a logistics warehouse in Ajawa Estate, Ikeja. Chike claimed during a preliminary interview that he is also into fish farming. Before the arrest of Chike, NDLEA officers at the airport on Monday, 27 June, arrested a former driver with the public transport company BRT, Muyiwa Babalola Bulujoko, for ingesting 90 pellets of cocaine. He was arrested at the screening point before boarding a Qatar Airways flight en route to Doha to Sharjah, with his trip expected to terminate in Dubai, UAE. The 39-year-old was placed under excretion observation after body scan results confirmed drug ingestion. While in custody, the suspect excreted all the 90 pellets in 4 excretions. He claimed he left his 60,000 naira per month job as BRT driver in February and decided to work as drug courier to raise funds to buy a shuttle bus popularly called Korokbe in Lagos to continue his transport business. Operatives also on Thursday, 30th June, intercepted an inbound consignment of cart leaves, which arrived at the narco import shed of the Lagos Airport Royal Air Maroc flight from the Middle East. A total of 71 cartons of dried cart leaves with a gross weight of 2,434.3 kilograms were discovered in the cargo. In the same vein, anti-narcotic officers of the agency also last Thursday seized 37 parcels of Colorado, a variant of cannabis with a total weight of 19.30 kilograms, which arrived the narco import shed from Los Angeles, USA on a Delta Airlines flight. Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the NDLEA, Brigadier General Muhammad Buba Marwa, retired, in a statement from the Director Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi, expressed satisfaction with the exemplary performance of the officers and men of the Murtala Muhammad International Airport Command in the past week and charged them to remain steps ahead of the tricks by the desperate drug cartels.
Which is tested positive cocaine. So I have excreted all, which I'm counting it.
And 10 persons have died and 7 others injured following a motor accident involving a Hummer bus and a Sharon bus in Yobe State. The accident happened on Saturday night near Gashaka along Potiskum Gombe Road at about 10:22 p.m. The Zonal Commanding Officer, Federal Road Safety Corps, Zone 12, covering Bauchi, Yobe and Borno State, Assistant Corps Marshal Rotimi Adele, has confirmed this. He said that the accident happened as a result of overspeeding by the driver of the Sharon bus. The corpses have been deposited at the mortuary of the Specialist Hospital in Potiskum, a 20-kilometer distance from the scene of the accident, and those injured have also been rushed to the hospital. The Minister of State for Transportation, Gbemisola Saraki, says that the Cabotage Vessel Financing Fund has risen from $195 million to $350 million in 2022, representing 79.4% increase. Saraki said this at the weekend during a ministerial briefing with maritime journalists in Lagos after a long-week inspection tour of Lagos and Tinkan Island port complexes. While fielding questions from maritime correspondents, disclosed that the money in the CVFF account now stood at $350 million, equivalent to 210 billion naira. Recall that the federal government in 2003 set up the CVFF to address the lack of capacity among indigenous ship owners in Nigeria. And the Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, has traveled to Ghana for the 61st ordinary session of the Authority of ECOWAS Heads of State and Government, which is scheduled to hold on Sunday. Professor Osinbajo left Nigeria on Saturday for Accra, where he will be standing in for President Muhammadu Buhari at the summit. His spokesman, Laule Akonde, said in a statement that the Vice President will join other leaders to deliberate and take decisions on political, security and humanitarian issues, among others, regarding the sub-region. And on the foreign scene, Russia's defense minister Sergei Shoigu said Russian forces have taken control of the last major Ukrainian-held city in Ukraine's Luhansk province on Sunday, bringing Moscow closer to its stated goal of seizing all the Ukraine's Donbas region. Shoigu told President Vladimir Putin that Russia's troop, together with members of a local separatist militia, have established full control over the city of Lysychansk. He said taking Lysychansk constitutes the liberation of the Luhansk People's Republic, one of the two separatist regions in Ukraine that Russia recognizes as sovereign. Ukrainian officials did not immediately provide an update on the status of Lysychansk. Earlier on Sunday, Luhansk governor said Russian forces were strengthening their positions in a grueling fight to capture the last stronghold of resistance in the province. And finally, in sport, Israel Adesanya has defeated Jared Cannonier via unanimous decision to retain the UFC middleweight championship. Adesanya fought against middleweight contender Jared Cannonier at UFC 276 at the T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, on Sunday morning. And with that, we have come to the end of the news update at this hour. For more, you can visit us at our social media platforms. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned.